Hello YouTube, this is Aman Jaman, and in this video tutorial I'm gonna show you how to set up Sendy on LEMP server, web server. So here we're gonna use in LMP as a Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So let's get started. We know that Sendy actually supporting LMP, but Nginx is not supporting yet officially. I tried many way to set up Sandy on Nginx, but I eventually failed. So making this video tutorial because there is no video tutorial or any guide to set up in Sandy on LAMP. So let's get started. So I assume that you got copy of Sandy. I mean, it's not very much costly, but it's really cheap, about $60 or $80 around. So this is actually not my task, one of my client task. So he already bought that, so I'm gonna set up the server. So let's get started. We're gonna start with Amazon EC2. So gonna launch instance, new instance. We are in Ireland regions where actually we can use SES, Amazon SES. So here in Ubuntu server 16.04, obviously x64 bit. Select instance type, T2 micro, okay, and ability zone, whatever. I'm gonna pick C and gonna as an IP address. This is optional. 15 GB because we're gonna use 1 gigabytes for swap and 4 gigabytes will be used for Sandy, and rest others we're gonna use for database. So let's add 15 gigs. Later we can add. So I recommend to add 13 gigs if you have feature, as you see 30 gigs available. So anyway, let's security group. In security group, we're gonna set up HTTP and HTTPS and SSH. Nothing extra needed. So I have existing group here is Sandy. We can see that HTTP, HTTPS is ready. I was supposed to install virtual mint, so that's why not installing. So let's assume we create new one. SSH, HTTP, HTTPS in case of HTTPS we need it. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. And review and launch, but let's go to this one as I have review. Everything seems good here, so launch review, and I have keep here already, so I acknowledge and launch. So it will take few minutes. So meantime we're gonna allocate elastic IP address to our instance. So let's allocate our elastic IP address our instance. Manage IP address. Okay, this one is public IP address. So we're gonna go to the elastic IP address, allocate new IP address, allocate, associate IP address, interface, the new one, associate, EC2. So it will take few minutes. Meantime, we will set up IAM. So let's go to the IAM section. Here we're gonna create user, and we have already 2 user in here, so gonna create another one, Sandy 01, and programmatic access. Next, and we're gonna attach SES full access. So SSSF full access and SNSF simple notification service full access and review create user. So here we can see that our secret key and access ID. So you're gonna download the CVS. So as we have already one CVS downloaded, so I'm gonna closing it. We will need it that later. So let's go to our Amazon SES section. Simple notification, simple email service. Here we have to add our domain. So I have added the domain in here, and it's already verified. DKIM verification structure is make sure you verified everything. They will give you the whatever you have text record and TKIM record. So you just have to and make sure you added the mail from. If you add mail from, that would increase your mail score, mail sending mail score to good number of mail success score. So I really recommend to use mail from domain. So I use that as mail from domain SES. So that's pretty actually easy. Just suppose if you're using Cloudflare, that would be very instant to verify your domain. So when you have verified your domain, so just go to the email section and add verify new email. So for test purpose, I verified two of the email address to send mail. So that's actually we actually needed, and currently we are in sandbox. So if you need to send more email per day, that case you have to request sending limits. So that's actually we have to set up in Amazon SES, nothing extra in here. So let's get close this. Oh, we need to check our SNS too. SNS section. So we need to configure SNS section in later depending on our URL of Sendy. So here you haven't set up Sendy yet. So in here we can see bounce and complaints. Okay. So we're gonna recreate them again, no problem. So let's go to the EC2 section. Let's complete our installation first. This is the IP address. So open SSH. Let's connect the server. Connect SSH. Copy. Just if you have PuTTY, you can use PuTTY, no problem. Yes. Clear. Okay, that's what we have. We could increase the font is very small. Okay, now it seems good. Okay, sudo su clear apt get update and then apt get upgrade. Yes. I'll make sure I'm gonna actually increase the swap of our server so that if we need it, we're not gonna face any memory limitation issue if we have swap installed in here. So I'm gonna set up swap first, then we're gonna set up rest others. So actually pretty much optimizing solution for here. It's actually a really long video if we actually configure everything else in here. I'm gonna give a pause to complete the installation. Seems okay. Let's clear this section. And actually we're gonna use sudo allocate 1 gig RAM, 1 gig swap actually, swap file. Sorry, actually I entered the, it should be L, and ls lh check if this file exists, swap file. Okay, and we're gonna use sudo cmod 600 for swap file, and we're gonna make on spawn sudo mk swap makes up swap file, and we're gonna swap on swap file, and we're gonna add this to etcfs tab, sorry, etcfs tab. So here in bottom of line, tab swap file, tab swap, tab swap, tab defaults. Oh, the character is actually mistyping. So defaults should be 0 0. Control X Y, up on show. Oh, okay. We have added the swap. There we need to restart our server, but before restart we're gonna set up host name. So host name ctl set host name. So we're gonna use our domain as uh, we're gonna use our domain sandy.wikiplanetclub.com. So I'm gonna paste the domain name here, enter, it's clear. And we have, okay, now we're gonna install PHP, Apache, and MySQL server. So apt-get install PHP, sorry, Apache 2 PHP MySQL server zip to extract zip file and unzip to sorry, to zip to add zip file and to extract unzip file, and that should be Y. Okay, the root password, let's give the root password as 123456789 just, this is the actual tutorial, and it would take a while to install, so making a pause in here. So we have installed, but we would need some extra PHP extension to set up Sendy properly. So we're gonna install PHP Crypt, PHP MB string, PHP curl, PHP XML, and PHP ZD. So I'm gonna post this gist on GitHub, and I also put the video description in here. So I'm just gonna directly copy pasting the whole installation command in here. Install PHP PHP string curl XML GD. So this server actually have PHP 7, so that's why I'm using 7. And when we have done, we're gonna uh, enable the extension PHP micro, PHP MB string, PHP curl, PHP XML, and PHP mod XML reader, simple XML, and PHP GD. Okay, so also we actually forget to install um, some extension which is PHP MySQL. So apt get install PHP MySQL. Without this, we can't connect our database. And we also forget to set up rewrite mod actually. Okay, later we're gonna enable this rewrite mod. But now also we also install p apt-get install um, leave Apache 2 mod. Some case we got some trouble to install Sendy, so that's why we're gonna set up PHP leave Apache mod. And we're gonna edit PHP INI, because if we just leave the setting just pre-default, that case we will face some difficulty during the installation or after the installation. Like you can't actually import the whatever we called the subscriber list. That case it will ask you that the MySQL server actually need to some modification. And also you can see that if you click on Sendy icon, that will actually log out your, so that case we actually need session cookie. Okay, so you're gonna change we're gonna set PHP INI to edit PHP INI for session time limits PHP FPM volume is very high FPM php.ini, enter. So we're gonna search for p session save path, control W, session underscore save. Let's just search. Okay, session save, maybe this one dot maybe. Okay, session save. Okay, we may be near close. Okay, we can see that this file, this derivative we need to enable this one, session save path var leave php session. So we're gonna enable this one, and meantime you can actually max input output, sorry, max timeout. You can increase the timeout. So max execution dot just sorry, max I forgot the parameters. Max timeout limit. Sorry, it should be max underscore ecu execution. Okay, here you go. The max execution time is 30. Let's set to 120. Max input time 120. Here max time memory limit. I'm gonna set this value to 512, as this server is fully dedicated for CS, so no problem as I don't have any virtual host. So that's pretty much. You can change fast CGI, choose 0, but let's just leave it. Later we're gonna change it if we need it. Control X, press Y, enter, and that's we actually done. We're gonna change MySQL config for database. Some I forget actually the issue. Just actually following the video, blindly following the video without reason. I actually forget the reason. Anyway, if you guys didn't follow, you will face the issue, no problem. MySQL conf d MySQL d, is it MySQL ID? Yes, CNF. Okay, so here in the bottom of line we're gonna add actually we found we why we actually using this. Just check this. This actually why the problem was Sendy. Actually I found this on Sendy Sendy forum. That's why actually I adding this command. Anyway, I'm actually not looking for this right now. So the command is actually gonna add here is this one, SQL mode strict trans table error for division by 0, no, whatever. So control X, Y. So we're gonna restart our servers, so that we're not gonna individually restart all of the service. So okay, let's restart the FPM. And oh, what we missed. Okay, the PHP Apache server service Apache 2 restart, and MySQL server. Still taking time. Service MySQL server start. Sorry, MySQL. That's pretty much here. We're gonna upload the zip file by WinSCP. So here we opened our um, server by WinSCP. We're gonna upload our Sendy zip file, as we have the zip file downloaded whenever we purchased the Sendy. So just close the WinSCP now. So let's go to the var www directory, and we're gonna unzip home. We have file on home Ubuntu folder, and file name is sendizip. Here we have the file. So here ls we can see the Sendy file here in HTML. So now we're gonna actually set permission for Sendy folder cmod. Okay, before we add cmod, we're gonna set owner cown is www data www group, user www data group www data, and location is var www Sendy, and it should be recursively. And we also cmod 775, because we're gonna giving permission to user and the group too. So 75775, sorry, recursive 775 var www Sendy, and we are gonna giving 777 for Sendy Applus. So that's we have our permission for Sandy. So now we're gonna create our Apache server change. We're gonna set up our Apache server. So nano etc Apache 2 Apache conf. So we're gonna go bottom of the config file. Here we're gonna add our server name. So what our server was Sandy wiki. Okay, so now we're gonna top off few lines in here. We can see var www, and we're gonna remove index, so it will prevent directory listing. And here in override none, we're gonna change to all, and Control X, press Y. That's it. And we're gonna change our size available default. Sorry, default now 00. So we're gonna actually remove all of them. We actually don't need it. Here we're gonna set. Here I have the configured already. So just optimizing text file. We're gonna just put this optimization in here. So we have nothing to put in directory because we have already using the server config, because we don't have any other virtual config file. If you have any other virtual config file, that time you actually need to configure server name in here and directory also be in here. So as this is dedicated, so we're gonna just keep this configuration. Make sure this is for only dedicated. Control X, Y. Okay, so we have almost done, but we haven't restarted the server yet. So let's gonna restart our server. So let's wait one or a few minutes in here. So we are inside our server, and now we're gonna actually test our uh, server etc Apache 2 size available 00. So okay, so here is saying internal error. So we have some extension or missing. Let's check this out. Okay, we actually forget to set up enable the A2E enable mod, rewrite mod, and some one fork actually need to be enabled. So sudo A2 enable mod rewrite, and then we're gonna actually enable PHP. Oh, PHP MySQL. I think it was installed. Okay, and we actually need to enable mod pre-fork that we installed last time with libmod a2 and mod npm underscore pre underscore fork. Okay, let's just copy paste the command from. Okay, PHP already enabled 7.0. Default mark enable. Here service Apache 2 restart. Oh, and service PHP 7.0 zeros fpm restart. Let's check. Oh, we forget to actually enter the database information. So nano by www Sendy includes and config. So here the database host. Oh, we forget to create database. MySQL u root p password. I actually missing all MySQL u root password. Password was 123456789 and we're gonna create a database. Sendy, enter, exit, because we're gonna use root permission. Now we're gonna config our config file, Sendy config file, define. Here we got Sendy installation path URL. So we just have to copy paste the URL in here of our server. So you're gonna install a subdomain Sendy, and make sure you're using HTTP or HTTPS, whatever you have. We're gonna use later on lesson code. And here we HTTP host localhost user root password 123456789 database name Sendy. Control X, press Y. Let's check. Okay, everything is perfect in here. So your license key, AWS key ID, secret key, and time zone. The email address, make sure the email address you're using that we verified in AWS console. So we use the email. Oh, it's not copied yet. Control paste and password and time zone, your queue access ID. We have the access ID that we downloaded from credential file. So on that we'll copy that ID and press install now. So we're gonna put our license key and company name, your name. So I'm actually giving the pause to bypass this screen because this is actually credential information. So here's the login page actually comes up after installation. So if we enter here, you maybe get some error using that actually redirecting to 404 or something. That case you actually have to add some uh, rewrite in htaccess file. So let make sure you have htaccess file remaining there. cd var www Sendy. Here if we try to edit dot htaccess, we can see that there is also the link of FAQ to follow. So here this is actually I added for if I face 404. Actually I did face 404, so that's why I have added this one, rewrite base space slash. So that's actually the fix. So Control X, and here we have the uh, Sendy setup. So if you log in our Sendy, sign in. So here is our sandbox actually. So you can create new brand, and here's the settings. So this is actually how we configured our Sendy installation without have any issue. Eventually, if we clicked on here, we actually not redirecting to the logging page for changing session save option, and also you don't need to provide any we don't have any access to sorry, we don't have any problem to create list of subscriber. Like if you like to add a subscriber or just mail tester, so actually we gonna whatever gmail.com, we wouldn't have any error message in here because we did fix it in earlier. So this is actually how we configured our server. So thanks for watching this video. If you guys have any question, please let me know, and I will also post the command in gist, so no worry. So thanks again for watching this video. Make sure like subscribe the video. If you don't like the video, dislike this video please. So thanks again.